Hello, everyone. I'm Jorge Cuevas Santion, the district advisor at the San Diego County Office of Ed, helping out school districts around our county and around the state. And I'm joined here by two of my colleagues who will introduce themselves now.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kraft. I'm at the San Diego County Office of Ed, and I'm helping teachers in San Diego County and around the state.
Hello, and I'm Mishan Hochter, and I am a coordinator at the San Diego County Office of Education as well. We are all leading the Project Clear grant, and Jorge will start us off with more information about that grant.
Yes, we are here to provide you detailed information about the opportunities available for professional learning via a statewide grant that was won by the San Diego County Office of Ed in partnership with St. Mary's College, as well as our other county office partner teams in Tulare, Merced, Lake, Imperial, and Yolo. Project Clear has one main purpose: building the school district system's capacity to provide literacy acceleration for students needing intervention. In other words, we are working to empower as many teachers as possible in California to become leaders in literacy acceleration and to support districts to create a literacy acceleration team. We have a couple of goals in our grant. This professional development series is different from the majority of learning opportunities provided within schools and districts. Through the courses available in Project Clear, you will deepen your pedagogical knowledge of literacy acceleration through long-term ongoing job-embedded professional learning, meaning educators will learn to apply strategies and tools with real kids and teens via on-site practice in schools, implementing what they learn, and working with students daily, especially with students in your community who need interventions. The grant includes individualized coaching to ensure your confidence and success. You might be wondering who is served by the grant. In fact, Project Clear's mandate is to accelerate learning of students who need it most. Project Clear serves the lowest achieving, the students who are not catching on to the complex set of concepts that make reading and writing possible. For that reason, we offer research-based interventions. Project Clear's interventions are, in fact, validated by the Federal Institute for Educational Science, IES, through their documentation of interventions that have strong evidence of positive and significant impact. Courses offered by our grant address students' literacy, learning recovery, and acceleration via high-quality interventions. Specifically, participants like you can learn reading recovery for first graders, describiendo la lectura for first graders, literacy lessons for multilingual learners or students in special education in grades 1 through 12, assessments via courses for both administrators and teachers. If you wish to see evidence of value, check out the What Works Clearinghouse for the rating of literacy interventions offered by Project Clear as evaluated by the IES. We want to spend a moment giving some truth about the approaches that we teach with Project Clear. Sometimes folks are confused about reading recovery through fallacies they've heard somewhere. We repeat that the interventions offered in Project Clear have federally validated scientific evidence of efficacy. We also have to address several myths. Myth number one, reading recovery relies on 3 cueing systems. The truth, the interventions taught by Project Clear are not a publisher classroom program, nor are these either whole language or balanced literacy programs to serve as core instructional classroom curriculum. Importantly, Project Clear's interventions theoretical foundation, the literacy processing theory, contrasts significantly with the psycholinguistic theory and the whole word model of whole language and balanced literacy approaches. Myth number 2, reading recovery teaching students to guess. Not true. Reading recovery doesn't teach readers or writers to guess. Accuracy is important in both reading and writing. There is no invented spelling in either program. Myth number 3, reading recovery is a whole language-based program and does not include phonics. Not true. Importantly, Project Clear's approaches are based on the literacy processing theory. There is a whole portion of the lessons dedicated to phonological awareness and phonics taught systematically, in isolation through direct instruction. There are also opportunities for students to practice these skills in reading and in writing. And the final myth, myth 4, reading recovery is not aligned to the science of reading. Not true. Reading recovery, Descubriendo la Lectura, literacy lessons, and the assessment course offered by Project Clear are all aligned with the science of reading research. Also, none of these are meant to be the core instructional programs. These are interventions taught as supplemental or intensive accelerations that students receive in addition to their core classroom instruction. Now we'll spend a minute with my colleagues describing the teacher pathway.
Hello. Along with the classes, each participant has to set up time to teach individual students. Many classroom teachers will work with their students before and after school, which is why there's such a large stipend being offered. Each of these students must receive at least a 30-minute lesson daily. With 2 students during the training year, they must be first graders to ensure that teachers develop a deep pedagogical understanding of what beginning readers and writers do as they develop. Once students meet their grade level expectations through this intensive support, it usually takes between 12 and 20 weeks, and they demonstrate that they can continue to work independently in the classroom, their lessons can be discontinued, and the teacher can take on another student who needs this support. For certification, for reading recovery certification, you need a total of 8 first grade students. For literacy lesson certification, you need a total of 4 to 8 students served with a minimum of 2 first grade students. And for Descubriendo la Lectura, you need a total of 8 first grade students served. Next, we'll detail how much the funding and resources Project Clear supports. Note that this grant covers teacher tuition for the 8 units and the fees at St. Mary's College. It also covers books that are required for the courses. This is paid through a $680 stipend. The grant covers assessment, data collection fees, and some materials necessary for teaching the daily lessons. Now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Mishan.
Mishan, could you describe what and when the teacher training commitment is like before describing what the next steps are for folks to join the teacher training?
Sure. So for the time commitment of teacher training, there are 3 full days that are offered either in January or August, depending on when training is starting. These are virtual, and they are for assessment week, where you're learning the different assessments that will be utilized to identify the students that will be served. Then the class meets every week for 3 hours after school or after contract hours, for example, from 4 to 7 p.m. for 2 full semesters or 1 year. So if you begin in January, you would end in December. If you begin in August, you would end in June. Teachers then need to collect 300 or more leveled readers. So those of you who are working in schools that have a book room, or you may have your own classroom library, you can use those books. But you also have the book stipend that my colleague Cynthia mentioned, $680 that can be spent and then reimbursed for those leveled readers, the assessment test booklets, concepts about reading, concepts about print, leveled student books, etc. And the stipend is paid out upon successful completion of each semester. These are graduate unit courses, so successful completion means a grade of an A or a B.
Thanks, Ms. Shen. Maybe you can describe now what are some next steps for folks who feel they're ready for the teacher training.
So if you feel you're ready for teacher training, you can go ahead and complete the teacher application, which is linked on this slide. You can discuss the project with your principal. You need to make sure that you have your administrator's support of working with students one-on-one and completing this training for certification. And then once you're accepted into the program, indicated by an acceptance letter from us, then you will be registered for courses at St. Mary's College. And the coursework and training begins either August or in January.
And Ms. Shen, what if you're not so sure about starting the 8-course sequence? What are the other options?
If you're not so sure about that, 8 units seems a little daunting right now, you can take a look at our 2-unit assessment course. This is, sorry about that. This is an introductory course, kind of a light version of the very first course in the teacher training program. It is available to administrators and also to teachers, both who teach with students in Spanish and those who teach with students in English. You'll learn how to administer, score, and analyze a series of assessments, identifying what students know and are able to do, that then would inform what you would do with the students who you pick up for training if you went on with the 8-unit course. It's very powerful assessment package that helps you to see a breadth of what students can do. It is grant funded. The grant funding covers tuition, fees, and that a $680 reimbursement for your professional books and student materials. And at the end of the 2-unit course, there is a $1,500 stipend that is paid upon that successful completion. Again, successful completion equates to an A or B grade in the class. So if you'd like more information at this point, if you're not quite ready to apply for any of those courses, you can certainly complete our interest list, and it's linked on this slide. You can visit our website at www.sdcoe.net/project-clear, or you can email Cynthia directly at cynthia.craft@sdcoe.net. To get to these slides, please be sure to use the QR code that you can find in the lower right corner of any of these slides. And I'll leave this the title slide up for folks.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shan. Thank you, Cynthia. On behalf of the County Office of Education in San Diego, we hope that you are interested in Project Clear and can join us on this pathway towards becoming a literacy accelerator. Have a great time joining us, hopefully.